Welcome to another episode of The Pickpocket. Here at The Pickpocket, we utilize the NBA category in the Fanduel app to help you win money. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and also be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. What on earth are you waiting for? If you are new to the channel, be sure to read this particular page right here. This particular page is very important. Moving on. All right, mock lineup number one. If you're new to the channel, feel free to use 90% of the mock lineups we provide for you guys as a base, or use 90% of the mock lineup we provide to you guys as a base and substitute players where you see fit. John Morant might have a career night. He's been good coming back at his price. It's hard to pass up. Houston allows 47 points versus point guards. Also, worse in allowing FDP to the point guard position. Mike Conley has the favorable matchup versus Atlanta. They don't defend the point guards well. A league worst 52 fantasy points and worse than average FDP to point guards. Conley is in a groove lately, should be a high scoring game as well. Kevin Huerter should benefit from a high scoring, high paced game. Hardaway has hovered around his average lately. Golden State will need to outscore Dallas to win this game. Anticipate a lot of FDP between both teams. Kelly Oubre should fill in nice. Golden State is low on bigs, low on scoring options, and Dallas second to last in FDP allowed to small forwards. Michael Porter should see plenty of minutes. Denver is down players due to injury. Anthony Davis needs no explanation. Kristaps Porzingis has a favorable matchup, especially in size. Cantor versus Embiid might sound unfavorable, but he's played well versus good centers so far. Hitter per position lineup. Let's be honest, Luka and LeBron don't really need a scouting report. LeBron is playing one of the league's worst defenses, and Luka has such a high usage, it doesn't matter the opponent. Morris should see minutes not only because of injuries due to Denver, but if it gets out of hand, he will see garbage minutes. Victor Oladipo has been consistent with his FDP lately, and this game features a Memphis team flying under the radar, making for a good game featuring its big names. Seth Curry is low cost, but not much risk because Portland's defense is awful and this game has blowout all over it. Bogdanovic has flipped some sort of switch and now he's playing well. He's the best low-cost Utah option. Clark and Tillman make up Memphis big man. Both have played well this season, and Houston may have skill and talent in their bigs, but not defense. Again, Memphis is sneaky good, and they have something to do with it. Pascal is just a filler, and he will likely see extended minutes because of injuries. The two most expensive were Luka and Jokic as your two most expensive. Steph was our option here because we feel this should be a good high scoring game. Who else is likely to benefit more than the point guards in this matchup? Clarkson should have no issue providing some valuable FDP in this game with Atlanta's poor defense. Simply put, guards have a blast versus them. Horton Tucker has been getting some minutes lately. We wanted to provide at least one Laker in this game. Outside of LeBron and AD is tough finding someone nightly. There is no safe option. No, this isn't a game stacked because you have 4 players in a Dallas and Golden State game. Oubre and Kleber both have favorable matchups at their position, however, making them appalling when you've used 22K versus 2 players. Tillman is cheap. Tillman is cheap. Not sure for how long. Take advantage of it. Jokic is in here because the type of lineup we are making, we don't like the matchup though. If AD plays and locks in, it's not a favorable matchup for Jokic. Lakers are top 10 in fantasy points allowed to power forwards and centers. Remember, anything less than his average is a bad night for that salary. Player per game lineup. Okay, it's worth repeating. Any Laker outside of AD and LeBron are always risky, being that they cost so much. You got to take that risk. Here we got Schroeder. Denver is average in the league in allowing FDP, whether it's assists or rebounds or steals. Point guards are doing something good versus them. Donovan Mitchell is a scoring machine, means trouble for a team that allows a ton of scoring and FDP to shooting guards. Excuse me. Wiggins made the cut here because while Oubre was a better matchup versus Dallas, the shooting guards isn't all that great for this category. Yes, we could have done Oubre and an Atlanta shooting guard, but trying to add some variety. Tate is another player who should benefit from injured players on their team. JaMychal Green will have to be part of a good fight if Denver plans to keep this close. Embiid is coming off a 50 FDP night. No matchup has been unfavorable for him so far, except injury or rest. Good matchup lineup. Not much scouting here, except we supplied this lineup with players who have either a good matchup for FDP or a team's defense overall. Atlanta and Portland get caught in high-scoring games to beat teams, makes for good matchups, but yikes. Only thing about this lineup that could haunt you is Cousins not getting minutes for some reason. When Christian Wood plays, Houston is so disrespectful to him. But if he plays at least 20 minutes. But if he plays at least 20 minutes, Memphis is dead, last in FDP allowed and fantasy allowed to centers. So it's all pretty much come down to is how long they're going to play DeMarcus Cousins. Because if he plays a good amount of time, he's going to get you decent stats. The rest of this lineup is frightening. Who needs a Denver player when you have LeBron? Portland and Philly aren't in here. You can swap Seth Curry for Herter, but the style of play in the Utah and Atlanta game may lend to more FDP for Herter. Seth will leave you with $900 in salary and is really not worth upgrading anywhere else based on what we were trying to accomplish here. All right, the rest of the presentation, you're going to see these symbols. Feel free to come back to this particular page, or you can take a picture on your phone so it's easy for you to follow along, but these symbols are going to do the explaining for you, a lot of the explaining for you. All right, cheat sheet number 1, there's your sleepers here. You got Cousins, Horton, Tucker, Covington, and Covington. Cousins will play well if he gets the minutes. This matchup is too good. Horton Tucker could definitely find plenty FDP whether it's a blowout or close. Covington has played better lately after a sluggish start. He'll need to be good to stay in this game. All right, game stack. Golden State versus Dallas. You got Curry, Hardaway, Oubre, Anderson, and Porzingis. The rest of the lineup isn't ideal. You can swap out who you want. We think this is the game worth stacking. Lakers and Portland don't have enough players to stack, really. Utah and Atlanta most likely won't be as high scoring but close. Houston and Memphis could be another, but uncertainty with players' minutes for Houston. All right, these are players. Another cheat sheet. These are players you can consider putting in along with your strong roster and just need some value players. Sleepers, you got Melton, Richardson, Kleber. Melton has a matchup advantage. Richardson has really stepped up nicely since being back. Kleber has the matchup advantage because of injuries. Juan Anderson, new face, new game, filling in with the injuries to Golden State. He's a good value pick because if it gets out of hand, he will get plenty of garbage minutes. All right, this is the end of the presentation. Be sure to like the video and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Yes, we need more subs. We need more subs. So please subscribe, comment any comment or questions that you may have. We will definitely answer. And thank you for choosing another episode of the Pickpocket DFS.